Today I'm going over doing some more rig checks, and looking at our gooseneck, you can see that there's wear on the bottom portion. So I'm going to pull this pin or bolt out, and probably going to have to shim that up because the bolt is angled. It's not pulling on a straight plumb. I don't think I'll take off the whole sail. I'm just going to put a halyard on it and support it, and remove this pin and replace it likely, and just make sure it's all good for a crossing. Don't want to break a gooseneck when we're trying to, you know, cross the Pacific.
We're nearing the end of March, and very soon we'll be done with the seemingly never-ending to-do list and be on our way across the Pacific Ocean. Until then, we're calling La Cruz, Mexico home, and what an amazing home it has become over the last few weeks since our arrival here.
Okay, so I got my 3/4 inch wrench and socket. I guess I'm gonna have to ease the vang, the boom brake, so I get the boom off the gooseneck, and I'm gonna put a halyard up to support the boom's weight, and then slide the whole thing away from the mast. So the boom's attached here. Tighten the halyard. There we go. Let's go ahead and ease some of those control lines. Bang. And sheet. Boom brake. Bolt doesn't want us to move. I'll be back. Well, this is how you know you sailed a boat 40,000 miles. Look how much wear occurred on this aluminum. It's crazy. The top is fine. I don't have a plan yet with this. I'm gonna talk to my brain trust, which is Mike and Dave. I don't think I'm gonna try to get it welded here because aluminum welding is more difficult than stainless, and I don't know if I would trust someone to do it. There's still plenty of metal on there. It's probably, I don't know, 1/2 inch. A little bit of wear on the inside surface too. So I could grind this part down on the actual mount, or I could add a washer. So I have some thinking about it. I'm definitely gonna replace the bolt. The bolt is, I've seen a lot, pretty beefy, but this has been around the block. And I pulled the gooseneck, and you can see the wear from 40,000 miles of sailing. We just ate all this aluminum. This is a stainless steel sleeve that's cast into the aluminum, but the boom is now angled downward. So we're trying to come up with a way to shim it back up and prevent future wear. Which is where Garrett comes in. He built a boat, so you figure you should be able to fix this. So we have, well, what do we have here? What are we gonna do? Well, what kind of nonsense are we up to today?
I spent many years figuring out how to scrounge, salvage, you know, figure out parts for free. So you mentioned wanting to find some HDPE.
Somewhere on here.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what it is, right? Yeah.
Amazing.
So you mentioned wanting to find some HDPE, and I'm like, well, most 5-gallon buckets are made out of HDPE, and it'll be stamped on the bottom if it is. And I got an old bucket, so
here we go.
We can just cut some out of the bucket and make some shims.
We definitely could use some cost savings right now.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. Like, I think it's like mock it up and see how it feels, if it's gonna wear or not, the HDP. And I think the better solution would be like Derlin, which is like a lower friction. But I'm gonna see, like, at least get like what thickness and what size, and so it's kind of like mock it up, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we at least have an idea of how much we have to take this up to get it like back to being flush again. So we drilled out some of the bucket, but we realized that it's UV damaged and cracking, so it's not doing what it's supposed to do. With the bucket washers being a fail, we take a quick ride out to Red Aviva to pick up some nylon washers. These washers are close to the size we need, but require some modification to enlarge a hole to fit over the stainless steel sleeve cast into the aluminum gooseneck.
So close, so close.
So we were actually in our Patreon chat, there's a number of Sabre owners, and there's actually supposed to be 2 washers that are plastic top and bottom on this boom that we lost years ago. So that's probably what this damage was caused by. I didn't know to be looking for a bushing to be in place. So we're basically replicating that right now. The damage isn't that deep.
Or on the back end there.
Yep.
It's below the sleeve, so I think we might be all right to do a fit.
too high. Problem is, somehow we gotta get the boom to go down. Let me check it.
It's this.
This needs to go slack actually. Why does that not want to come down? Okay, that's good.
Good?
Yeah. The sail's just tight.
Yeah.
So
Pull the pin. Can we pull that pin?
Yeah. Is there any play? That looks pretty good. That looks pretty sick.
Oh, talk to me, dirty gooseneck.
Oh, that's pretty tight.
There you go.
That's pretty sweet. That's a proper gooseneck right there.
Something important right now. I heard a ruckus.
It's the final countdown.
The final count. Okay.
All right, let's come forward.
Forward. Wait, let me see if I can come to the other side. What did he say? Forward.
Forward.
Okay, and on the right, on the port, I think.
Which way?
Port.
You need to come back a little bit.
Am I?
Back.
Okay.
Forward.
Ramming?
We'll stop. All right, it's all on Garrett now to shimmy that,
Okay.
and we're in.
We're good? Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, well, all without removing the sails.
Woo!
Woo! Laziness.
Did a lot of work to save a lot of work. Good job, boys.
Okay.
Group hug.
Today we're just dismantling our boat. Just checking out all the chain plate attachment points. Unfortunately, Saber has buried them all cabinetry, make sure it looks pretty, but it means I can't see all the fasteners and the actual chain plate on the other side all that easily. So I'm just going through today and just double checking them all. It's part of the rig checks, right? Like, if the rig is useless if it doesn't attach with somewhere strong inside the boat. So I'm going ahead and examining today. I have to do all of them. The whole, there's 3 on each side. I already checked the bow one out in rig checks, and it's the one in our stern.
And I am starting the task of inventory, which I've been putting off. Just ate a bunch of cookies. So the first step for me is just actually digging everything out and doing a proper inventory. So like knowing what I have so I can make my list. And the hardest place to access is down here under this settee that we have pulled up. So I'm gonna be sitting here pulling everything out, and then I'm gonna be writing down what I have so I can begin the strategy, which is provisioning, because basically the boat is pretty full, and this will be one of, I would say this is the most remote place we've ever cruised, French Polynesia, so we want to basically pack the boat with as much as we can. So I'm definitely not going to be able to bring everything that I want, so I need to be strategic. So
That's today.
Saturday chores.
And for those of you who don't know, chain plates are effectively part of our standing rigging. It's what takes the loads from the shrouds or backstay or forestay and transmits those loads down to the hull. So this bulkhead here is taking all the loads from our rig when we're heeled over, and this is obviously glued down to the boat all throughout, and the top and bottom, but it's basically what holds the mast up from the boat's perspective, from the hull of the boat. So the wires hold the mast up, but then the wires have to be grounded to something, which in our case is chain plates, which are then tied into the structure of the boat.
After Bill moves on to checking the forward lower chain plate located in our head, I tackle this tough-to-reach spot, which is the first of several food storage spots I'll be inventorying today. I did some initial provisioning back in Penasco when I was able to easily drive things across the border from the US, but that was months ago, so I need to see exactly what we have and where everything is hidden away. dinner, I'm tackling the next winch up for servicing, our starboard secondary winch, which I began cleaning the other day. This one is smaller than the primaries and goes more quickly. This afternoon, Bill lends a hand for the grease and reassembly bit, and we've killed another day Pacific prepping.
One of the nice things about being on the cruise is we haven't been cooking a lot because we've been so busy our days.
Yeah.
It's just been full on of projects and editing and getting ready to cross.
Yeah, but thankfully there are a lot of good, inexpensive restaurants
Yep.
in the cruise, so. We're actually going to be meeting Ruth and Garrett from Salt and Tar, so hopefully they're up here somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful evening, and the weather here in Mexico in March is sublime. We reach mid-80s during the day, but humidity is fairly low, and a good breeze blows every afternoon. In the evenings, the temperature drops, and after a few hours, it's not uncommon to get temperatures in the low 70s.
Hey guys!
Oh my god,
What's
there's so many YouTubers here! This is so cool! So cool! Rad! Not hanging out with YouTubers anymore. Cheers! New rule, no YouTube friends, that's it. Bye! It passes through the glass.
The other thing we've been doing, besides dinners out, are evenings aboard Club Calico with all of our friends. We've been slowly adding to our club paraphernalia collection and have recently added disco lights to the cockpit.
Fantastico. Le mestro de leche.
After a cocktail or two, we descend into the lower part of the club, where our oversized subwoofer does a fabulous job of amplifying the beat. And with the companion boards in, you can hardly hear a peep outside. Calico's hull swallows the sound as we dance the night away.
So wake me up when it's all over.
So today I'm going to continue the aloft portion of our rig check. Mike and I from Alegria went over the lower portion pretty well together. Sort of gave me some tips like where things fail, like which typically the toggle where the pin is sitting in is where you're going to find cracks. I also woke up with a weird dream this morning that there was an issue at our spreader where the wire shroud passes through the spreader. I don't know what it was. I can start to have like anxiety in my sleep about all the work we have to do. But funny enough, this morning we found out that Small World actually has a crack in their spreader base, not their spreader base. They have a crack in their spreader where the wire passes through. So I don't know if it's like a weird premonition or what, but I got to get up there and check it out. It's a Sunday. So no Sunday fun day for me. It's gonna be a rig check day. But I'm gonna remove all our mast boots so I could really get inside where the wire passes through the spreader, check that. Then, you know, I'm gonna check for like looseness and where our fittings and terminals are inside the spreader, and then go up to the top of the mast and check our toggles, where the backstay and forestay attach, and make sure the radar dome is pretty well secured. Just general checks, get everything done, look for any chafe. I'm gonna have to go back up again because we ordered all new blocks as a result of an exploded block we found from our passage from here, from Barra. So we're replacing all like 14 blocks on the mast because they're all the same age and the metal just fatigued and they've been under a lot of load. But in particular, I went and bought a nice fancy Black Magic by Harkin block for our Code 0 because the jet generates a ton of load because there has tension on the stay, like a luff. So that's what I'm working on today. Going up. This is the block that causes the change. You can see it just sheared right at the metal. So all these blocks are getting changed. The order went to Grace's mom's house in Arizona. yeah, just can't be failing the blues blocks. Figure they've been under a lot of load. The boat's at like close to 40,000 miles now. They're all the original 40-year-old blocks. So we're going with some Harken elements, which are a good deal and seem like high quality. So yep, that was one problem. Then the gooseneck, obviously, you saw specs nice and tight now, fresh hardware. I'm also taking up some lubricant with me just to grease the blocks I can't normally get to, like our whisker pole track and the shivs at the top of the mast. Trying to get everything ready to go. A lot of sailing coming up. So I was taking a peek inside here where the shrouds hit the spreader bar. Looks okay. Ours is secured. This is a piece of machined stainless here. I just haven't been in here a little bit, so I'm going to tape that back up. That looks okay. There's also, I was just checking out these, make sure there's no play or brokenness in there. And while I'm at it, on the way down, I'm gonna grease up our Spinnaker track, or whisker pole track. Figure less chance of getting grease on me from as I do on the way down. So you can see in there, that looks okay. Turning rod here. Just looking for anything that would be like a wear part, you know? Just going over, I've been up here for probably like 45 minutes now. Slowly going to make my way through everything. I lubricated the shiv for the pole top lift. I'm almost a mess head now. Just putting things up, examining, looking for any corrosion on the rod, which there shouldn't be because it's rod rigging, but
party lights are on, and it's that time of the evening where we head into town. We don't do this every night, but many nights. And we're gonna check out Lusty's. Lusty's is a sweet bar that is owned by two of our friends, managed by two of our friends who we love very dearly, Karen and Max. And yeah, they often have some good bands, so we're gonna see what's going on tonight. Yeah, we've sailed a lot of miles, but what really stands out to me is that after making over 200 videos, we might be finally getting closer to capturing the reason we do what we do. So many of our experiences have been touched and shaped by the sailing community, and the new friendships born in La Cruz will have a lasting effect on us going forward.
Lusty Island!